I'll try to stay in the correct month this meeting.
Well, you can go forward, but don't go back.
Don't go back. That's the wrong way to go. Golly, I don't know what that was all about.
Like, no, let's not go back.
Let's see, we went over all those planning, well, those planning items on second read, aren't they? Yeah, final read. Okay.
Chairman, you're the host now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, vice chair is the host. Okay. Don't put it on me. Okay. It's 3:30. Let's go. Let's fire it up.
Broadcasting now, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday, December the 15th council agenda session. Could I get approval of the minutes, please?
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and a second with no objections. The minutes will stand as read. Ordinances on final reading this afternoon. We have Finance and Administration, our alternate version 2A. Any questions concerning item 5A? Okay, seeing no hands, we will move on to planning. Any questions or concerns over any of our planning items that we had from last week? Okay, I'm seeing no hands at this time. Public Works and Transportation items for second reading. Questions or comments concerning any of these items? All right, that wraps up all of our ordinances on final reading. We move into resolutions, human resources. Madam Clerk, would you read 7F, please?
A resolution authorizing the Chief Human Resources Officer to amend the contract with Collins and Company, Inc., third-party administrator for the city's job injury program, for a contract term extension for 3 months at the rate of $6,800 per month, including payment of the city's job injury claims for a total amount not to exceed $750,000.
All right, questions or comments? 7G, please.
A resolution approving a special exceptions permit for an existing liquor store change in ownership located at 800 Mountain Creek Road.
All right, that is in District 1.
Mr. Chair, are you going to turn the chair over to the vice chair so you can make a motion to approve that?
Sir, I will maintain the seat and I will leave this item to the council.
Oh, okay.
I'll be happy to move that for you, sir.
Very well. Very well.
Oh, the irony is thick.
Uh,
Can I second that?
do whatever you want. Under Public Works, we did, Councilman Mitchell, did we cover these items? I believe we did.
Yes, we did.
In Public Works. So any questions concerning any item under Public Works? Councilman Ledford, I know you did have some questions last week or some concerns about the specifically summative softball. Did you get those questions answered, sir?
Yes, sir. I appreciate the thought on that. I'm good. I've been in conversation with Mr. Payne. We've been working together on this for a while and have actually been out there on site. So I'm good. I'm very happy to move this forward.
Okay, all right, very well. That takes us down all the way to item O. Council, if you would pull up your purchasing items for this afternoon, there are several. And let me know if you have any questions or concerns about any of the purchase items. Councilman Gilbert.
Yeah, just a brief explanation on the janitorial service for Head Start. Is Head Start still in session right now since COVID?
I'll tell you what, let me bring in Mr. Sammons. I see he is hanging out in the attendees. Ms. Karen, would you bring in Tony Sammons, please? Good afternoon, Mr. Sammons.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Gilbert has a question for you.
Yes, sir.
It's a two-part question, Tony. Head Start, one, is they still in session right now since COVID?
They have been in session. However, they have had some exposures in some of the centers and had to temporarily close.
Okay, now this custodian services, is it for COVID or just a regular cleaning service?
Well, they have currently, they have 2 part-time janitors for 4 centers. And currently the teachers and the maintenance crew have been doing the additional COVID cleaning. So they're until they can get more janitorial staff hired.
So this is for COVID, this $48,750?
I can get the specifics on that, but I know that they were having the additional staff do the detail cleaning as well.
Can you check that out for me before the
I sure
night?
will.
And the other one is the snack items for, the centers are closed right now. Are they anticipating to open them back up in 6 months? If that's the case, should we not go for 6 months instead of a year?
It's my understanding what they're doing is trying to put the bid out and have everything, and they put the bid out to have everything in place when they're ready to resume regular activities. And that's just trying to be proactive and be prepared to have that in place.
So we don't pay any money until we actually open up.
Well, we're not making any purchase of any goods at this time.
So this is just up to a certain amount of money. So we make a purchase up to this amount of money, correct?
Well, that's exactly, we have it set for up to a certain dollar value.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Councilman Ledford?
Thank you, Chairman. I believe Councilman Gilbert hit on all cylinders. This is basically will lie on the table, so to speak, Anthony, until we're ready to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Called him
All right.
Anthony with that tie on.
Any other questions for
I'm not
Mr.
in
Sammons?
pajamas today.
I'm trying to get you home earlier.
I appreciate that.
All right, any other questions for Mr. Sammons? Thank you, sir. Ms. Karen, you can excuse our guest. All right, future considerations. Council, if you would, please pull up your future considerations and let me know if you have any questions concerning those items. And I believe they come up for the 12th of January. Items 112 and beyond. Councilwoman Burrs.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to bring to our attention something that would normally be coming up on the 5th, and that's a resolution relative to the accounting firms that we want to contract with, or the city wants to contract with. You all got a copy of that resolution today, and for some reason it wasn't discussed last week, and it is going to be on the agenda for the 5th. So I wondered if anyone had any questions or concerns, or can we please go forward with it?
I'm good.
All right, Councilman Ledford, is that a hand concerning this item? The
No, sir, it's not.
okay. Let me ask it this way. Any objections for having this item placed on the January the 5th agenda? Any objections? Councilwoman, I'm seeing no objections to that being placed on the 5th.
That's great. Thank you.
Councilman Ledford?
Mr. Chairman, I think with these items for District 4, continuation part 2, if you will, of the summit of softball, I'm going to just work with Mr. Payne offline. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, all right, very well. Okay, getting back into my agenda. We have no departmental reports this afternoon. We do have an Economic and Community Development Committee meeting this afternoon. So at this time, I will turn the chair over to our committee chair, Councilman Oglesby.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Welcome to today's Economic and Community Development Committee meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. If there's no objections, we'll move on to the agenda. The resolutions were previously read into record last week, 7A through E. Are there any questions that we need to address at this time regarding any of the items 7A through E? If none, we'll move on to our natural disaster relief legislation. We sort of started to hit on this at our 1:30 meeting, and Councilman Leopard, I believe it's something you've put a lot of work into. What discussions do we need to have at this time?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to say a lot of work, but I'll be, it really was complaint driven. It was brought to my attention during the tornado. And I think it's just a way for us to, as a city council, instruct our city code inspectors through the mayor's office, of course, the way it is written, and just literally provide some relief, a relief valve in areas that have been stricken by a natural disaster. And, this story made the news. And then I think Ms. Williams, if she's on this call, even came on with us and said, I think we could come up with something to help provide relief during these times and in specific areas that have been stricken through a natural disaster. So basically the legislation is, Phil, do you have it in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you read, is it adding an item E?
Yes, sir.
And can you read my last revision and see how that sets in with council, please?
Yes, sir. Let me get my revision back up here.
And while he's doing that, it was discussed last week, and I'll reiterate my point from earlier, which was Councilman Mitchell was concerned about it going too broad over the city, places not being served with citations, people basically taking advantage of areas that have not been. I think that was obviously a good point and should be limited to the areas that have been affected by a natural disaster and obviously declared by the mayor to be a disaster area.
Yes, sir. It's in item C in the ordinance on here. It says any citation for a violation of this ordinance shall not be issued during the period of a declared natural disaster emergency issued by the mayor in the location of such emergency.
Okay, so what I tried to do there was pinpoint it and be more specific so that we could basically not have folks take advantage of it.
Yes, sir.
And leave the city in straits and other conditions if we decided to go with this.
And Maria in our office has sent a copy of that to Nicole and all the council members, at least to make sure that at least they have an opportunity to look at it too.
Okay, that's the 30,000 overview, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Councilman Ledford, and thank you for all your work with that. With that being said, Council, are we ready to move this to the agenda?
Sir, you've got a hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get back into this. Councilman Mitchell. I'm sorry, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All I wanted to is I've heard twice now it's been sent, and I've checked my emails and I don't see it. It might be in there somewhere, but I don't believe I've received it, Phil. So could we, or could I get another copy of it?
Be glad to. Maria sent it to the council again, I guess 11 minutes ago, but I'll get you a copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be there then. Okay. All right.
Hey, Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
Councilman Mitchell, are you talking about the actual ordinance itself?
Yes.
So it is in your packet that Karen sent out. Your invitation to collaborate packet.
Okay, I'll check that too. I saw something in there, but I thought it was Daisy's deal.
Yeah, that's the overgrowth and abatement.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you.
Okay.
You should have one directly to you on top now.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Mitchell. Thank you, Chairman. I see no further hands on this matter. When would you like to bring this forward for a vote? Council, Mr. Chair, when would timing permits?
Well, our next meeting will be the 5th. I think it would be entirely, that gives us a 2-week notice to publish it. I believe it'd be entirely appropriate to put it on the 5th.
Okay. Okay, then, Mr. Chair, with your recommendations, and I fully agree, Madam Clerk, we can have this on our agenda, Mr. City Attorney, for January the 5th.
All right, sir, we'll add it.
Great, thank you. Okay.
Mr. Chair, before we move on, can I
Yes.
jump in real quick?
Yeah, Councilman.
Thank you, sir. This is an item that,
Mr. Vice Chairman, okay.
sorry, Councilman.
That's okay.
Sorry, I'm backing up just for a second.
Sure.
Simply put, as a natural disaster relief legislation, we've discussed it a number of times over a number of weeks, as Councilman Ledford said that he was working on making sure that everybody's concerns were taken care of. I'm not so sure that people are paying attention enough to what this really is, because I've seen very little comments, very little conversation about it outside this council. And since the disaster struck this city, there's not a Tuesday that has gone by that people in this council, specifically Councilman Ledford, have not been working to provide some kind of relief and assistance to the residents in his district that were devastated by this tornado. And this is a legislative effort to extend that assistance. I would really hope that people that are listening in on this, and hope to God even the media understands the level of assistance and the amount of work that Councilman Ledford is putting in to help all those people that were devastated in his district. It has been a nonstop effort. And I get to the point that I feel like we're glossing over how much this is going to assist people, and that this is what we are here to do, is to find ways to help people. And this is a legislative way, which is rare, that we can come up with something that can be passed by the council outside of the budget that has this level of impact within the community. So I just wanted to go ahead and say, I'm not only excited to see this finally get to our agenda, but to thank Councilman Ledford for the amount of time and attention that he has put in on coming up with something that will literally impact every single business and person in that district that's eligible for this type of relief. And that's just not very common. It's not something that we can do very often. And I just want to put it back out there and say thank you for that work. There are a lot of people out there that need this help. You know it better than anybody else up here. But I've heard about it very little, and I think it deserves a bigger story, Councilman. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
Okay, well said. I think Councilman Byrd, I saw your finger go up. Was it something you had to say? You're good?
Yes, sir. I was just saying good job to Councilman Ledford for
Yeah, he did. It's phenomenal. His work is phenomenal. Like you said, like Mr. Vice Chairman said, it's life changing. It's changing how we do business in our city, because he cares, and because we support what he does, we all care. So Councilman Ledford.
I want to share just a quick story with you, and I appreciate those comments. It's very nice and kind of you. There's a great body of people to work with, people who care very deeply about our community, and it's a privilege and an honor to work with you and work for my district. Saturday, I was invited to the Grace Academy groundbreaking, and it was a very emotional time. And when it was over, I was talking to the headmaster and to Dr. Love, the pastor there. And they said, what you did legislatively for us helped us tremendously in our rebuilding efforts. And I'm glad that this council supported it. I'm glad that we worked together as a team. And, it is tremendous. I hope that more people do understand that what we're able to do is not always out there with flashing lights and cameras, that a lot of work is done behind the scenes, and it takes time to work through these things. There's many different levels, but I appreciate every one of your support. What's happened in District 4 with the tornado, you've been there. I know you will continue to be there, as I will be there for you. And I just thank this council very much. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councilman Ledford. Okay, for the sake of the record, this will be on for vote on January the 5th. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Council, that's all I have. Is there any other business, Mr. Chair, we need to address before we move on to 6 o'clock?
Not at this time. We'll see everybody back at 6.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.